All right, guys, I'm gonna go ahead and do a walkthrough of the camper and test all the systems and see what works and doesn't work. Um, I've already tested everything on the outside. The lights, these, let's see, these marker lights, the covers have come off. They're kind of dry rotted. I think what has happened, you see the powder coming off on my finger. They just don't have enough clearance to hold the lenses on. So I am going to go ahead and replace these, but let me go through and walk through the rest of the camper and kind of show you what works and what doesn't work and what needs to be fixed. All right, guys. All right, so I pulled the seat cushions. I can't remember in the last video if I had the bed down or not, but there is a water tank over here. It looks pretty clean. I've already drained it and filled it once. I don't really like how it's in here crooked, and there is a whole bunch of silicone. I don't feel like it's leaking, but around the inlet. The drain does work. I have drained it. I haven't checked if there's a where the tube comes in for the pump. The tube comes in the back. I can feel it. Oh, it just goes in the vomit tank. Okay, so it is attached. I have been trying the pump sink. It does not seem to work. Not surprising. These are notorious for going bad or getting some trash in here, so I might try to take it apart. I think in the future what I'm going to do is install a 12-volt RV pressurized pump and just get rid of, just have one faucet, maybe get rid of this and put a soap dispenser in there so there's not soap on the counter or anything. And then this side is where the cords are, and I believe they had the battery in here, which I was looking for the terminals, and there are terminals down there for it. So it doesn't look like it was really fastened down. Not surprising. All the trailer wires in here too. The lights. But not a big deal. I can get a little battery box for it and fasten it down. I still think it's kind of weird that they had, and I don't know if they had a lead acid battery, but most likely they did in here. Like I said before, or I don't know if I said it before or not, but lead acid batteries do produce a gas, and I'm pretty sure the gas is poisonous. But I've tested the fridge again. It comes on when you initially plug it in. It runs, and the cold plate gets cold, but then it shuts down and doesn't run again. So I'm not sure what's going on with that. This does have a gas feature, and I was going to try it, but looking at the little bit of weird instructions that are on there, let's see if I can zoom in and see if you guys can see it. I don't think you can. It says I need to reverse the battery terminals to light it, and I'm not really liking that. That sounds weird. So most likely what I'm gonna do is replace this. I'll get a newer model. I'm gonna try to keep it the same dimensions, and I'd like to keep it a camp one, but if I can't, excuse me, I'll figure something else out. All right. Let's see. Here's the plumbing and some electrical. They did have a battery charger in here, a small one. I'm definitely going to replace it and do something different. Also, this thing did have a heater in it, it looks like, at one point. There's a plate for it, and there is a vent outside, but it looks like it's been blocked off. So I don't think I'm going to install another heater in there. I think I'm just going to use like a little either electric floor heater or something. This thing does stay pretty toasty in here. it's 60 degrees today and it's warm in here. I got windows open and a vent open and the door open, and it's staying toasty in here. So I need to clean up some of this wiring. This looks absolutely horrible. So I'll go through and do that. Other than that, that's all for underneath here. There's a breaker box, some more wiring. I need to check some stuff and just see. Also, there's a fuse back there I'll probably check. Close that up. All right, let me go and I've already checked the water tank. I want to drain it, but I do want to take this apart and just see if I can get it running. Before I do any major upgrades, we do want to use this a couple times here pretty soon. So I don't want to be tearing it apart and have it in pieces, so we can't use it. So I do want to use it a couple times. I'll probably take that apart and just mess with it a little bit. I do need to hook up the water and see if this works. These are kind of known for leaking. This looks like something that came out of my house growing up. So, but let me hook up some water to it. I need to hook up a new propane tank and test the stove. I know the light works, but all right. Let me start taking the water tank apart, or the faucet here. I'm just going to unscrew it and try to pull it up and just see if I can get it working. So, all right, I'm going to go and do that. All right, so I went ahead and hooked up the water, and I took the draining cap off. The funny thing, the drain cap was just an old Sprite cap. It works. The paint's chipping off, but it actually fits on there pretty good and keeps it pretty clean. So I figured this would be easier than doing the pump valve real quick. So I went ahead and hooked it up. So turn the valve on. Let's go inside and check it out. See how it's doing. All right, there's no leaks up here. Let me see if there's anything down here. It comes in right there. No leaks. Let's test it out. Let's turn out the spray. Spray myself. Oh, they had the sprayer out. Ew. Kind of some nasty water coming out of that. Take that out. Is there any leaking from the drain? No. A lot of silicone around that, but seems to be okay. There is a little hole in the floor here, but I'm not sure. Just feel a water drop. I just got a water drop on me. Where's it coming from? From the faucet up there, but I don't see anything. There's a little hole right here. I'm not sure what that's for, but I'll have to figure that out later. All right, it does drain pretty good. That is a lot of water, and it's like all or none. There's no like slowing it down. You can kind of pulse it a little bit, but I'm just gonna let it run for a little bit, fill this up. I'm gonna clean out. All right. Let me see how it's draining outside. And that's pretty good. I'm sure you're supposed to hook that up to something. I'll have to figure that out. There's a little bit of a drip coming out of here. Let me turn that off. And I'm gonna let the pressure on the inside go down. I don't want to keep it pressurized just in case it does spring leak. Oh, that's it. Let me check for leaks one more time here. Oh, there's a drip. That's from... I was thinking it's coming from up here. Oh, maybe it's running in the hose from when I put it back in, but the hose is a little wet right here. But I think it's from running down the nozzle here. Alright, like I said, I don't like these. I'm going to do something else. I think I'm going to convert this and just put a valve down here so that we can have pressurized water all the time. Alright. On to the next thing. Alright, so I got the screws undone. I threw a vice grip on here to kind of keep the hose from falling down the hole, and I want to fish it through. I'm going to take this off and then take it apart and see how it goes. So, let's see if I can do this in one hand. It's not very tight. Oh, yeah, all also popped. That's off. So I got the screw undone. The Amazon package lady came by and kind of scared the mud out of me. Let's see if I can get this off. It's definitely on there pretty good. Trying not to rip the hose. Woo! Alright. That was exciting. Get it off. So let me take the screws out and let me show you what I find. Alright, I'm gonna go do this outside, I think. Alright guys, I got it apart. This is the third time I've tried to make this little portion of the video. I keep coughing. So, the marble on the bottom looks like it's doing pretty good. How this works is, as this pump handle goes up and down, as this plunger goes up and down, so you want to pull the handle, and kind of demonstrate, but it goes up and down in this cylinder, and when it sucks up, when it draws the plunger up, the water comes out, and which pushes the marble out of the way. And then when oh, excuse me, when the water starts flowing up, the marble falls into place and plugs the hole, which then forces the water out the nozzle. So there's a lot going wrong here. The scratches in the sides, the flange is all warped and distorted. There's scrapes on this plunger, which I might try to clean up. The seal feels all right, but it feels small. I might try to see if I can flex it. What has probably happened is probably getting dry and shrunk a little bit. But I also might try to stick some Dawn in here, just trying to help it get it working. The mechanism seems all right. Let me mess with it a little bit and see if I can get it working. I kind of feel like it's going to leak even if it ain't working just because of this. So, but actually, you know what? I don't think I'm going to try to get this working. I think this is going to be it. Let me, I might just try to go ahead and order a pump and a faucet. Just a single valve faucet, and go from there. So, all right, let me keep on moving along with testing things. I'm gonna go ahead and reassemble this and stick it back in the camper just to have it in there. So. All right, the sink faucet's back together. Let me move on to gas and see if the stove works. I do need to switch out the bottle, so let me go ahead and do that. We will also be getting rid of all of the rooster stuff. It's not really our style, so plus we want to get it going down the road. All right, got the bolts. I got a tank over here. There's just a little bit enough to test everything. Then I got the bolts lubricated. We're gonna see what it takes to get this off. They're pretty rusted. That one came off actually pretty easy. The arm came off. The other side, I don't think it's gonna be that easy, but maybe I won't need to get it off. Maybe I could just tilt this thing. Oh, I need to get the gas off. Let me go get a wrench for the. Actually, I have these giant vice grips over here. They might work. I'm gonna set you down for a second. You put some 2 hands on this. All right, I got it loose. It was definitely on there pretty good. Hadn't come off in a long time. I'm gonna install one of these little gauges on here, I believe. Make it a little easier. But yeah, one of these. Just give me an idea how full the tank is, and I think it'll make it a little easier to get it on and off. So, oh, see, that was easy. Just pull that off, rotate it out of the way, switch it out. This looks like it's got a little corrosion on it. And then I'm not sure what that is. Maybe it was a ground at one point. But, alright. Let me take the tank, put it in here. I'm not going to fasten this one down because there's not hardly anything in it. Like I said, just enough to test it. So, I'm going to stick the gauge on. Let me see what I'm going to do. This is so much harder with one hand. I'm pretty sure I've been putting my hand in front of the camera. All right. Let's get the old size style fittings in here. Oh. There we go, got it. I like this because I can just screw it in nice and easily. I can get it lined up. These are left-hand threads, so you gotta remember to go to the left when you tighten them up. Tighten this up just a little bit. Oh, left. Hopefully you guys aren't getting too sick from this while I'm moving around. I'm gonna edit some of it out, I think. Alright. Before I turn everything on, I'm gonna go get a spray bottle with some soap in it. And I want to spray along all the fittings as I go, just to make sure there's nothing leaking. So, alright, let me go get a spray bottle. Alright, I just got some 409. It'll work just fine. Just need something that'll produce suds. So I'm gonna go ahead and spray some of this down a little bit. Turn the gas on. As you can see, it is low, but it'll be enough to get the job done. So far, no bubbles. I'm gonna spray that down. Alright, then the hose goes underneath. And I believe it attaches to a hard line. Let me lay it down here. Let's see. I don't know if you guys can get in here. See this? See, there's a line right there. Spray it down. second. No bubbles. That looks pretty good. Sure, you guys can see that lovely electrical box back there with wires everywhere. I'll be eventually going through that. So when I bought this, the guy told me he replaced the floor. He did not tell me he only replaced half the floor. So I also love these little wire staples. That's funny. All right, let me go inside and see if there's anything in there. See if we can smell anything too. This isn't the best day for it because my nose is a little plugged. So. Stove is off. I don't smell anything. Let me lift this up. No bubbles in there. There's a T-fitting somewhere, but I think it is behind the refrigerator. The only other fitting I see is let's see if I get some light. The one that dead ends where the heater was. You don't see any bubbles. I don't see anything. Looks like we're good. So let me I'm leaving this coming off there. Just glue that back on. Alright. Let me put this back down. The screws are missing on this, so I'm gonna have to find some screws. I think I have some. Which that one's gonna be interesting to get to. So let me go get a lighter and let's test this thing out. Alright, let's see if I can burn some eyebrows off. It's gotta bleed some of the air out because I know there's air in the line. Oh, there it goes. It's pretty good. I'm going like the other one. Bam, lit right up. Cool. So the stovetop works. It shuts off good. It's funny. There's little things on here to tell you what eye they're for, but in my opinion, it should be kind of obvious. So, let me see about some screws for the ends of these. Man, those holes are big though. Let me see about some screws for those and get that tightened down. But oh no, that works. The last thing I have for now is the battery. So let me get a battery and put in here. I think I'm gonna steal the one out of my boat. I have a lithium battery in there for my trolling motor. So let me grab it and throw it in here just as a test. I don't know how soon we're gonna use this. I might leave it in here for now. We're flirting with the first weekend after New Year's, which is it's the Sunday before Christmas. So let me go get the battery. Like I said, I'm gonna leave the gas on because I want to be able to smell stuff. And I'm gonna go and plug this in back in and see if the fridge comes on again. Maybe I can get it to work by continuing to turn it on and off. That always works. All right, guys. I started working on the battery, testing the systems on it. There's not much in here that's 12 volts. In fact, all that's in here is that light, which is disgusting. this fan, which is wired up backwards, and the bathroom light, which actually is pretty good. And it just has a little button here, and then there's a tiny blue light, so you can find it at night if you need to. So there was also a battery charger I ripped out. It was wired up really bad with wire nuts and the Scotch locks, which I can't stand the Scotch locks. And it was also wired into a cigarette lighter that I just disconnected for now. I'll probably rewire it. That's actually not a bad thing to have. So, but going through the testing, which this looks absolutely horrible. I see more wire nuts down there and other stuff. I'm going to go through and clean it up, but it looks like I only need one of these wires for now. I might actually only need one of these wires, period. So the best I can tell is these big wires right here. I don't know what gauge they are. These are charging it for off your vehicle. Since I'm using a lithium battery, I can't do that. So I'm going to remove those. The rest, this wire I think is for the old charger, and this wire, I have no idea. I never hooked it up, and nothing is not coming on. So I don't know what it's for. The wiring goes through the cabinet here. It's kind of dark in here, but it goes to the back, goes behind the fridge, and goes to wire box up front. So I'm gonna have to go through and diagnose it a little more. I do know the fridge uses 12 volts if you're using the gas portion of it, but since I don't have a good manual on it, oh, excuse me, sorry, and I don't like the little bit of instructions that are on this dial, I'm not going to use it. I'm not going to use the gas portion. I'm going to still try to get the 110 portion working. I don't, it kicks on for a little while, runs, and then doesn't run anymore. I've tried heating up the temperature sensor to see if that was bad. I've tried messing with the dial, turning it off and on. Once it shuts down, until you let it sit, unplug it and let it sit for a while, it won't come back on. So I'm still not sure about that. But like I said, I think I'm going to replace this. But so let me finish up the wiring. I'm going to go through and just hook up the one wire. I took the charger. This battery is out of my boat for a trolling motor. I'm just going to order a new one for the trolling motor and stick this one in here. And I'm also going to order a new charger. But I stuck the charger in here. It's just temporarily just setting in here. And then I'm going to hook it up just for now. Like I said, we want to use this a little bit before we really do any major changes, because we want to figure out what we like and what we don't like. So, all right, let me finish hooking this up, and I'll let you guys know if I run into anything else. This should be the last little portion that I have on this initial going through the camper. I don't think I have anything else. I showed you on the microwave. The microwave does work. The screen does not. The AC works. The buttons are a little touchy, but they do work. I don't know if this is screwed down or not, but it does not want to move. However, it's in here, and I do like this a little microwave. So even though the screen doesn't work, I'm not really worried about it. I can set a little timer in here because it does work. If not, if I need to, I'll put a little timer in here, but I didn't even notice a little mirror. So, all right, let me finish up the wiring, and I believe this is going to be the end of the video. I don't think I have anything else to go through. And until the next video, we start doing some changing or going through things. Wife already wants to go through these cushions. We're not a huge fan of the pattern, but it's not horrible. It doesn't look, oh, they do zip off. So she was thinking about trying to wash them, and it doesn't smell horrible in here, but there's a little bit of that camper musty smell you get. So, but I think that's it for now, guys. All right, appreciate you guys watching. If you guys have any suggestions, leave them in the comments. All right, thank you. Bye.